Let's face it, I'm an old man and it might not even be possible to go backpacking at my age, but my 35-year-old brain says otherwise, so let's see. Now I may be old, but I'm not daft, and I realise you can't just sling on a backpack and do the Pennine Way in one go. Earlier this year, therefore, I started walking every single day, doing 2 miles, 3, 5, 7, 9, until I felt comfortable. Then I put on a day pack of about 5 kilos and did it all again. Finally, I put on a full backpack and started walking with that. The last walk I did was 7.5 miles, which I completed in 4 hours and 15 minutes. The reasoning therefore was that I could easily do 10 miles in a single day with plenty of rest in between. The plan was to walk around the coast of the Eye Peninsula, which is where I live. I live at Sorgel, it's just here on the map. The Eye Peninsula is about 5 miles to the east of Stornoway, and according to this little maplet, the walk all the way around is about 20 miles, but I think it's probably more like 24 by the time you actually go in and out all the bits and pieces or the gullies. Now my plan was to start here at Sorgel, work my way around the coast all the way up to here, and camp overnight there, and that should be 10 miles. From there go around to Tiampan Head all the way down here, and right there down to there for the second night of wild camping just opposite Babel Island. From there, on the final day, it's just about a 3.5 mile walk back to Sorgel. That was the plan, so let's see what's happened. This is the start of my coast walk around the Eye Peninsula, starting just at the end of the village of Sorgel. Hopefully, the day after tomorrow, I should be climbing over this fence, having completed the walk all the way around. It's a little bit chilly at the moment. I'm hoping it's going to warm up, but there's nothing to do now except get going. There's quite a few sections on this path where you need steady feet and a good head for heights. One little slip here and you could end up right down there waiting for the Coast Guard. We're coming up to the Brae now, and over there you can see the Agnish Land Raiders monument, which we'll be going to. This is the Brae, which is probably the best place to start the walk. There's plenty of parking, and 500 yards up that way is the only shop on point. And then there's more parking over there, and the bus from Stornoway will also stop there. This is the Agnish Land Raiders monument. There's a plaque a bit further up, and I'll tell you a bit about it then. Just opposite the Land Raiders Monument is St Columba's Church, also known as the Eye Church. It's quite fascinating to go look round, but I'm not going to do that today. I'll probably do another video on it at some time. But this is a good point for the first rest of the day. This is the first major obstacle on the walk. This is Dibbydale Burn. You've got to get right down into the burn there, down to sea level, and then climb up the grass on the other side, back to where we were. This bit's rather dodgy. The next target is Upper Garabost, which is the houses up the top there. And we're going to go right round this side of the coast and then up and back. And I can assure you it looks a lot steeper in real time than it does on the camera. Right, after that pretty steep climb, we've reached Upper Garabost. There's a nice little pod there if somebody wants to come and stay. Well, that's handy. Right at the midway point, about 5 miles, so today I found this nice little picnic spot, so I think an hour here, have a drink, something to eat, and then we'll get going up that way. Whilst I'm having my lunch, let's take a look around some of the stunning countryside on this part of the coast. Right, time to set off again for the afternoon walk. We've got to get across that brook somehow and up that bank before going right along the coast there. A bit of an inland detour now. Got to go past the beach there. All this adds to the miles. Well, that's the end of day one. Now, I didn't get anywhere near as far as I thought I would get. In fact, I've only done about 6 miles, and to be honest, I'm absolutely knackered. I'll have to try and find out why that is, because I've walked 6.5 miles before with full rucksack and no problems at all. Mind you, this bit of the coast here that we're on, between the Old Man's Road at Garrabost and Shuley Shatter, is really, really tough. There's no paths, trogging through heather and over tussock grass, quite difficult. I found a spot. It's not a brilliant spot, but it's going to do for tonight, and very luckily there's a nice puddle of water nearby, so I've been able to get something for tea. I've had this for my tea, spaghetti bolognese by Adventure Foods, and that was very tasty and quite filling. Could probably do with a bit more water in it, but it made a very nice meal. In fact, I could barely eat all of it. Anyway, it's a beautiful evening, which makes a change, and I'll probably get the drone up, have a little look round, and then call it a night. Hopefully I'll be fresher in the morning, and I can catch up the miles I didn't do today. This is day 2. It's a beautiful morning. Didn't have much sleep last night, so we'll have to see how today goes, see how far I can get. Well, there was quite a steep pull from the campsite up to the top of the hill, and the going since has been right across all these moorlands, knee high in heather and up and down peat banks. It's quite tough going. There's actually a marker post here right in the middle of the moor, and I've no idea, well, I presume I'm on the right track, but no idea why that should be here, considering there's no post in that direction. And this is one of the big problems here, is these peat banks. You have to keep climbing into and out of these, and about 3 foot high and not very easy to get up. Coming up to another marker post now, which is about a mile from the last one. They're going in the middle of nowhere, and there's no way you can actually match the two of them up. Well, that's a surprise, a bridge in the middle of nowhere. There's no other bridges anywhere on the walk. This is Shirley Shadow, and I'm going to call it quits here. I'm absolutely knackered, to be honest. A bit more training required. I'm going to get a little bit fitter. I'm going to come back and I'm actually going to do this coast path. I'm not going to give in. It's been a great walk and some fine scenery, lovely day. It's a pity it's got to end so soon.